watch? Let's see. Did you watch NXT last night?
No. I will say, the only time I really watch NXT is when I'm going through my YouTube subscriptions, and a YouTube WWE puts a clip of a Toxic Attraction on. That's the only time
You
I'll
like
click
Toxic
on that clip.
Attraction, don't you? Well,
What?
watched last night's episode. They had Indy
Wait,
Hartwell facing.
what?
I said
What
you
did you
like
say
Toxic
before?
Attraction, don't you?
Of course, they're not only are they beautiful, they're a bunch of stars, man. Great
and,
little. They got charisma and everything.
Yeah, charisma. Yeah.
They do. They do. They do.
They got charisma.
No. That is not what I'm talking about. That is not what I'm talking about. Yeah. They got that too. But that is not what I mean by charisma. They are the best thing going in WWE, with the exception of Roman Reigns.
They got charisma.
With the exception of Roman Reigns.
They got charisma.
That's great too, but no. That's not what I mean by charisma.
I know. They actually do have some. They actually are pretty entertaining. The thing about NXT 2.0 for me, I like the matches and I like the wrestlers, but the backstage skits, they're skits. That's what they are. They're skits, and it's just like
what is pro wrestling? What is pro wrestling? Let me ask you that. What is it?
I know what it is. It's a TV show. I know what it is.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I know where you're going with
and
that.
On television shows, what do you have? What happens on television shows?
Stuff happens. Scripted stuff happens.
You scripted, exactly. So skits happen.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's one thing. One thing I have to remind myself whenever I see like the bad acting. It's like, yes, it's wrestling, but it's a TV show, and they're acting right now. They're also entertainers. That's
the reason why I've never been a huge fan of NXT. Look, I liked the early NXT, like when the network first came out, because you had some great characters like Sasha. What's the tag team? Why am I forgetting? Oh, Enzo and Cass. They had some the Vaudevillains.
It was just Enzo and Big Cass.
What?
They didn't have a tag team name. It was just Enzo and Big Cass.
Yeah.
And Carmella joined them. Yeah.
Carmella too. Yeah. But yeah, those early days of NXT, they had some good characters. But then as time went on, Triple H brought in his indie darlings, and it became more of a wrestling show with 20-minute matches, blah, blah, blah. They've added a second hour to make more 20-minute matches. And that's why I've never really cared. I stopped watching NXT long before it became 2.0. It's not 2.0 that's the issue. I got excited when they said Bruce Pritchard taking this shit over, and it's now, stars. I'll say this, Braun Breaker, is that how you say it?
Yeah, Braun Breaker.
Yeah, he looks like a star.
He does, and he's carrying himself like a star. I love Braun Breaker. One of my favorite. You know who else I like on NXT 2.0? There's two women I like on NXT 2.0. Cora Jade and Roxanne.
Is that Cora Jade, or who's the first one?
Cora Jade. Yeah, I said Cora Jade.
Okay.
And then
because your mic went out as you were saying.
Roxanne, I love her. She's fantastic. I remember watching both of these girls on the independent wrestling scene. Cora Jade's indie name was Elena Black, and Roxanne's name was Roxy, and it was spelled R-O-K and then -C. So it was like R-O-K and then this way C. So I remember watching them on the indies. They were fantastic. Boy, Roxanne, should I say, is really, really young. Very young. You know how old she is?
How old?
I think she's 20 years old. She's 20 years old. She's been wrestling since...
That's about the time you break in.
But she's been wrestling on the indies for, gosh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, she was wrestling at like 17, dude.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Like, she would go to school and she'd come to the wrestling thing. Yeah. Like, wow. I don't know if you heard about this. Maybe I told you this. WWE has hired an 18-year-old. Yeah. Straight out of high school. That's great, you know. And it was funny. It's funny watching her promos because she's like, "I'm gonna be a WWE superstar. I can't wait to do this, 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 and this. But there's one thing I gotta do first. I gotta graduate high school." It's just like,
never heard that before in a promo. I'll tell you that.
Right.
But let me finish about NXT 2.0. I had high hopes when I found out Pritchard was taking over, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch a couple of episodes. And you know, like the first one I watched had that wedding with Indy Hartwell and Sam Shaw. What's his name again?
Who?
Sam Shaw. What's his Samuel Shaw? Remember that was his Impact name, right?
Dexter Lumis.
Dexter Lumis, right?
Yeah,
and that was entertaining.
Unfortunately, he's no longer with the company. He was fired. But
I don't understand that.
They got rid of a lot of people. They got rid of him. They got rid of Persia Parada. They got rid of a lot of people, man. Yeah.
Yeah, we've gone through the firings. But I don't get why
they got rid of fucking Dakota Kai. She was in the middle of a storyline, and they just like, you know what? See ya.
I don't understand why Dexter Lumis was cut. I don't understand that. But yeah. So I watched like a couple episodes. I watched that wedding episode. And, you know, okay, a couple of episodes start off with promos. That's cool to me. Weekly shows should always start with promos.
Yes.
At least more often than not. Yes. Tell the story that's going to dominate the episode. You start with promos, in my opinion. You know, every once in a while, you know, throw the wrestling fans a bone. Start with a nice little match to start off the show.
You really hate wrestling.
See, everybody hated 2003 Raw because Triple H always started with 20-minute promo. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's what made this,
you
sound
like
great.
Triple H. You sound like Triple
H. My nose should have grown a little then. Get the long nose.
I am the game. I am the world. Hang on. I'm not doing that. No, I'm not gonna do that.
No. Could you imagine like being a fan in the front row when Triple H spits his
word? God. Get an umbrella. Yeah.
So no, but like I watched a few NXT 2.0 episodes. It was like I see that it's different. You know, there's new characters and some of them look like they have some great potential, but it's like I still see a lot of 20-minute matches like
take the good. I
want more than that.
Take the good.
I want more than that.
Yeah.
I want entertainment. I'm not a fight fan. I'm not looking to see nothing but wrestling. If you're talking about a pay-per-view, okay, then that's a pay-per-view. You don't expect storyline.
That's where you put all your big stuff. Yeah.
That's where you want your 20-minute matches, not on weekly shows. You know, of course, weekly shows have cool main events every once in a while. That's fine. Like one of my favorite Raw matches ever. Mentioned Triple H 03 Raw. Triple H and Shawn Michaels, the final match of 2003. That match was tremendous, phenomenal, way better than anything today. I'll tell you that right now. You know, you mentioned, I said all I cared about NXT. I don't hate it because of the 2.0, because that's what everybody's going to think when I bash NXT. And, I hate because it's 2.0 now. Yeah, I hate it too. You're cool. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I have not liked NXT since Triple H came in and brought his indie darlings in, you know? But
you mentioned the wedding episode of NXT 2.0 with Dexter Lumis and Indy Hartwell.
That was entertaining.
Let me say this. I am not a fan of wrestling weddings. I get it why they're doing it, because once again, it's a TV show. There are characters. No different than Chicago Fire. No different than Charmed. No different than any other show, really. Those shows all have weddings on them. So I get it. So I've come to that. I've come to accept that, and I'm okay with the weddings now. Let me just say, as somebody that's not a big fan of the wedding angles, that Dexter Lumis and Indy Hartwell wedding was fucking stupid, and it was hilarious.
Okay.
I don't mean it negatively. It was so dumb.
Right.
It was hilarious, and I love that. That's fantastic. It was so stupid. It was so dumb that they made it entertaining, and it was entertaining. I loved it when I loved that.
I'm not gonna.
I love that little thing with Austin Theory where Johnny Gargano goes, "Hey, can I have the rings, please?" And he goes,
"We're in a ring."
It's like, yo, what the fuck?
Oh my gosh, that was funny.
They made that segment, and then just the whole angle itself was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I'm not gonna say wrestling should always have wedding angles like on every show. No, but every once in a while is nice. It's nice. I loved when King and Lita had that wedding thing.
I even laughed at the R-Truth, Dana Brooke, Akira Tozawa, Tamina wedding. That was kind of funny. That was kind of funny. There was a moment in that wedding where Tamina and Dana Brooke kind of pushed the men to the side. And I said, no, not you. We don't want you. And then they kind of came together like they were going to kiss. So and the crowd was like chanting for it. Like, yeah, come on, give it to us. And then they're like, nope, pull it back. PG. PG. But,
so, yeah. There's one thing, I want to go back a second for that Paul London, Rene Dupree podcast I was watching this morning. Because Paul London said something that is a big reason why I don't really watch pro wrestling today. Besides the fact that the weekly shows have nothing but matches. When you talk about the matches are like a damn video game now. You know, he said that. And, you know, it's all about sequences. It's all about how, you know, Brian Cage says, get my shit in, you know, all that. Yeah. And that's why, you know, and I know, look, WWE tells a story with the matches. I get that, but I even feel that to an extent with them. Like, it's all about the high spots. Mm-hmm. It's all about some cool thing. Even, you know, that's why I'm not crazy about AJ Styles. Everybody is.
He's cool. I like AJ. He's cool. I could do with or without him.